Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Casual Gamer. Today I just wanted to share my impressions of the Resident Evil 4 demo. I know most people already have their thoughts out about it, but hey, better late than never. Now, full disclosure, I have not played much of the original Resident Evil 4. I played a little of it here and there, but I'm coming into it relatively new. Now, I've been a fan of the series since Resident Evil 5 and have played many of the games. I always heard how amazing Resident Evil 4 is, but some of the dated mechanics of the game always held me back from really experiencing the game and wanting to go back to it. And right off the bat, let me just say, I like the demo a lot. I think it's pretty good. Now, the demo was not very long. I believe it took me about 17 to 20 minutes to complete. I could have done a bit more exploration to increase that, but from what I played, I was pretty satisfied with it. You start from what I believe is about the beginning of the game, and you kind of walk through a linear path that eventually opens up to a small town overrun with infected townspeople. Once you reach the town, it's pretty much a, hey, survive until the invisible timer runs out, and that's the end of the demo. However, it teaches you some of the basic mechanics and a general feel of how the full game should be. I mean, it is a demo after all, and it was quite a good one. The demo looked very good graphically, and I think they did a great job bringing the original game to life here. The moment I reached the town, I instantly remembered playing this in the original, and it looks stunning. The scene opens up with a kind of intense scene when a guy gets burned alive at the stake, and it definitely sets the tone for that town when you enter it. I think fans of Resident Evil 4 will appreciate the care put into making it look right. I don't have a direct comparison to the original, but it definitely felt good to me, and it definitely looked like a genuine remake of that area. Now, I played the demo on PC and ran the game at 1440p 60 FPS with pretty much high settings. My PC has a Ryzen 7 5800X and RTX 3070 Ti, and there are quite a few options in the graphics settings that you can tinker with to help boost your FPS and make the game just a little bit more crisp. I did have a couple of frame drops walking around the world, but that was really about it, and I mean really like 2 frame drops. The game ran smooth otherwise, and performance wasn't really an issue, which was great to see, and hopefully that continues into the full release of the game where you're actually playing the entire game, that the performance isn't going to be a big issue. Now, if you played Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Remake, you will be very familiar with the gameplay here. It's very much about the same with maybe some minor tweaks. Now, I love the gameplay in those games, so the game feels great to me, and is definitely an improvement from the original game. A couple things I noticed that I liked about the gameplay was even inventory management seemed to be a little bit better here. Now, there were not a lot of items in the demo to collect, but there is a feature where you can select an item and a drop-down menu pops up showing you all the things you can craft with that item that you can build right there. You don't have to select the item and move it around the inventory to combine the items like you had to in previous games. It's a small touch, but a welcome one. I also like that when you're shooting an enemy, they get this indicator that lets you know you can do a powerful melee hit on them, which will knock them to the ground and sometimes I think even kill them. It's nice when you get a lot of enemies bunched up so you can knock them all down with a single hit, which definitely helps you get out of a tight spot, especially in some of these areas where you're on a small path or you're backed into a corner and you're just trying to conserve ammunition. Speaking of tight spots, there was a part where I was running from the chainsaw man that appears at the end, and I decided to climb up this ladder thinking I was safe, and I was very much wrong. Next thing I know, the entire floor was destroyed, and I could only assume that the enemies did that, which really helps give you a sense of dread as you try and survive against these overwhelming odds that the game throws at you. The demo seemed to be pretty generous with giving ammo, and I didn't ever run out. That may be because I'm used to these games and the importance of conserving your ammo, because you could definitely run out if you're not careful and you're just trying to shoot every enemy that you see. I was actually surprised that there were stealth takedowns in the game, and I'm not really used to seeing that in Resident Evil games. Maybe it was always there and I just don't remember it, but it was nice to see. Now, the stealth kill I did, Leon used his knife, and it kind of looked like there may be some durability with knives for how often you can do that, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm just kind of curious to see how that plays out in the full release, and how many sections can you really kind of do a stealth approach and try to take out some enemies. And also if you're going to have to get more knives, or you just keep the same knife and maybe repair it, or how that works, I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention was at one point while aiming Leon's weapon, Rather than having Leon hold it straight up, he kind of held it at an angle, which I don't think really affects anything as far as gameplay, but it was kind of a nice visual thing that made Leon a little more alive and more real, that he's holding his gun at different angles as he's moving around and aiming, which I thought was pretty cool. So I don't really have a lot of negatives to say about the demo, to be honest. I think it was a very strong demo. Like I said, I think the performance just needs a little tweak to prevent those couple frame drops, but otherwise that's about it. I think if you like the modern third-person gameplay of the recent Resident Evil remakes, you'll feel right at home here. If for whatever reason you don't like it, this game isn't really probably going to change your mind on that. For me, I like it. I think the game has solid gameplay, and the world is very well remade in a modern capacity. This demo has made me more excited for the full release, and I hope that the game is consistently good from beginning to end. I hope this won't be a situation where Capcom cuts a lot of content from the game, but hopefully includes all of what the original had to offer, and I think that's what a lot of fans of Resident Evil 4 who've played and finished the game expect. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but after playing the demo, I feel pretty positive that they're going to take great care into this game. But those were my initial thoughts of playing the demo, and I'd like to hear what you think. Leave a comment on what you liked, didn't like, what concerns you may have, or what you're looking forward to in the full release. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments below how I can improve future videos. Obviously, as a new content creator, I have a lot to learn, so any feedback would be most appreciated. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.